to buy space, but with the Gwen now picked up, you get way less value out of that ultimate as she can just hollowed mist and avoid all that hostile takeover.
What it does
dive onto Irrelevant, but now still they haven't really spotted where he is. I think actually Paris might have just seen him. So BDS knows that this is going down, but aren't really in the position to trade on the opposite side.
BDS are bringing all 5 members across here. Weaver's wall coming out as well. Flacker's on the wrong side of that wall, and he's going to be abandoned by his team. A Drake for a kill on Flacker. BDS get first blood, but Heretics do secure the neutral.
Reset, so then they can avoid it. And all they're doing is keeping the CS even. And realistically, that's all they really want to do. And it's Carlson who's been struggling as a result and may even struggle now.
Execution going down. Irrelevant looking for that needlework. Dashes forward. He's definitely struggling. Snip, snip. Irrelevant on the board again. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Sten pulled in. And it's Paris who secures the kill for BDS, 3-0.
Yeah, it's kind of gone disastrously in the last couple of seconds for Heretics. You lose that play on top, you already were behind on CS, the 1.2k gold.
Vision control around the entirety of that mid lane river. You can see Sten walking across here. Paris going to come across, handshakes, gets him back, handshooken, handshaked, handshook back.
I am shooketh either way.
And, understandable, 1-1-3, looking for Sheo and Sten. Will force them out again. Can take away this control ward. 1-1-3 still stepping forward. Magnus Storm onto Flacken. Remember, this man has no flash and he hasn't got a hope in hell of surviving. BDS get their 4th on the board.
Well played by BDS. So Heretics try to brute force the 3-man in mid. Well, the early games have been spectacular. It's just getting to this point now and how they push these leads forward. Sheo trying to cover for a dive up with 1-1-3 though.
1-1-3 looking for Carlson here. We'll get him back. The edge of Ishtal pulls him out with the Impale as well. Glacial Prison dodged with the Hallowed Mist. Sheo, though, can't avoid the needleworks. Pulled back with the Magnet Storm, and now Irrelevant's continuing the dive. Sten's on his way across. Irrelevant will look for this tower, and that should be first tower blood over to BDS. They get the kill, so if they want, they can just teleport one of them up towards that top side. You can see Irrelevant shadowing Nuke. Irrelevant's actually going to be given the local gold as Glacial Prison goes down onto Paris. There's the Chain of Corruption follow-up. And a quick kill from Heretics as they find their first of the game.
Yeah, so nicely done by Sheo there to get in.
Drake, make sure we secure that. They do have like the numbers advantage down towards this bottom side. Heretics are gonna accept their losses and just take a rift out of their own. Nuke's coming across there with that teleport. Ice pulled back. Weaver's wall towards Stend as well. They look for Flack at first. Seismic shoves him back and immediately shoves him off this mortal coil. 1-1-3 came in from the side as well, but BDS won't chase Stend any further. Instead, they will take the 3rd tower of the game.
Sheo is getting the Rift Herald though this entire time. May just, yeah, he's going to have to pull off. Doesn't quite have the damage to finish it off. So Ice did get the reset off. But now Heretics have to come in with 0 vision on their support and try and contest this. And they establish no vision here. Plus Irrelevance and base.
He's not there yet. Glacial Prison hitting onto Paris there. 1-1-3's already used the Impale, and Heretics are very healthy. 1-1-3. Slain where he stands. Paris has to flash away. Public Execution going into Ice as well as Camilo chases him out. Irrelevant on the back line, but he's going to be on his lonesome in just a second. Camilo could look to dash back in here. Forces BDS away. Heretics get out with 5 members alive. And they killed out the enemy jungler. This could be a Drake into Ataka.
Yeah, but there you can see the lack of confidence we talked about from BDS coming into play. They don't really decide on if we're going to fight Sheo, if we're going to take the risk.
Working their way down here as well. They might look to contest that Ataka at 8,000 HP right now. Clearing out a bit of vision. Paris there on the front line. It's down to probably about 4,000 or so, yeah. 5.5. BDS don't quite have the damage without Irrelevant here. And Heretics will happily take up the mantle of tanking the Ataka for now. No TP on Irrelevant as well as he's worked his way through that mid lane. He's on his way across Glacial Prison into the hostile takeover. Sheo gets the smite and now the false life on all 5 as Carlton dives the back line. Paris falls as he dives in. Ice doing a lot of work here though. And that's all of the false lives gone already. Carlton flashing across, trying to kill off Nuke. Can't quite get the damage in, nor can he take down Ice.
So Heretics do get the steal, but every single one of them will be Senpaki. Yeah, BDS using a hell of a lot of tools now to try and force this play on the bottom side. They need to get something to work here because 45 seconds until that dragon. Oh, 1-1-3!
1-1-3 jumping in, but the hostile takeover. He's met his maker. Heretics able to pick up a kill. 1-1-3 going way too good.
BDS are in a decent spot. Like, oh, do you get caught here? Sheo? No. Oh, a little late on this, but
the calculator.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine.
But the thing is, so Irrelevant was winning out so hard in the 1v1 that at any point in time, Irrelevant could push in bot and move to Dragon and solo Dragon. You can test everything.
Really nice tempo bait here, but then the Glacial Prism goes down. Irrelevant able to dodge away from it. Redemption onto Sheo will heal him back up to about half HP. 113 still 7 seconds away from spawning. Irrelevant's needlework is 2 seconds away.
Kamilu still has the ultimate though. He could be. Oh no, he's caught!
Magnus Storm immediately. Sten gets one. Irrelevant gets the other. And now the Drake is secured by Heretics, but BDS will want their lives for it. Sheo trying to back in the bush. Irrelevant dashes across the wall, and Sheo will fall as well. It will be 5 for none in a 4v5, but the soul goes to Heretics.
This game is getting a little chaotic, but holy moly, that flick from Nuke was clean. Catching Kamilu. I was about to say Kamilu has that ultimate available. He's the sole person that can maybe make that engage happen for Heretics, and that could be the moment to turn.
Wall with the teleport can always join a fight. Irrelevant doesn't have that teleport at his disposal. Carson and Sheo are looking for him. Glacial Prison immediately. They jump onto Irrelevant and they shut him down. That's how you punish a 1-3-1. Find one of the side laners and combination.
It does mean though, with Irrelevant now pushing in the bottom side, you've still got all ultimates available on BDS. And they, well,
Weaver's Wall.
sends that one.
Flackett doesn't have flash, has got to use the cleanse, trying to get away. Redemption will save his life. The Impale only onto Stend. That is a kill over to BDS, and now they're knocking on the doors of these inhibitors. You can see Irrelevant just shredding through the inhibitor tower and the inhibitor. Mid lane inhib, and its tower will be forfeit as well. The base now in tatters over a single pick, really, onto Flackett. The follow-up onto Stend, costing him his life. You can see the damage coming out as well from Nuke and Ice with those missiles and that threaded volley.
Yeah, a couple of these picks onto Flackett have been crucial.
Back with the Void Staff completed. Flackett does have the Wit's End here as well. Carlson catching midwave, has teleport to join in a fight if it does begin.
Yeah, but you've got so many angles of attack here for BDS. They're going
double impale into the Weaver's Wall. Redemption coming out. Sten with a hostile takeover as well, but Flackett's already so low. He's trying to put the damage down before he falls onto Paris. He'll get it into the bear now. He's respawning. Kamilu gets the shuffle back onto Irrelevant, but Irrelevant still on top of him. Irrelevant will fall now 2 for 3. In the exchange, Kamilu and Carlson, though, both have the Ocean Soul, both healthy enough to continue to push back. Nuke with a seismic shove onto Carlson, doesn't quite get him onto that unraveled earth, and Kamilu continues to put those soldiers in. Flash into the Ishtal's impact. Carlson finds another. It's all on Kamilu, but he can't do much. Nuke with the flash forward to get his first kill of the game.
It was so close to going the way of Heretics, but BDS
Yes, they are deadly members. 9 kills between the two of them. Nuke and Ice, the ones with that Elder Dragon buff. I think actually Paris may have respawned in time to get it as well.
Ocean Drake doing work in these sorts of situations where you can just continuously heal up and make sure that you're not losing too much, but the slow chip is happening.
It's already down to half HP. 113 flashes forward into the Magnus Storm. There's the follow-up you're looking for. Paris gets one, almost falls himself, but is able to survive.
And the double to 4 kill! Double to that Elder Dragon doing work, baby!
I was going to not say it, because 3.5 minutes away from spawning. The Baron buff remaining for 30 seconds. Irrelevant's going to be the one pushing through mid. Well, 3.5, almost 4 items on both Kamilu and Flackett, and BDS don't have that Elder Dragon at their backs anymore. Glacial Prism going down, Sten with a handshake back into the Chain of Corruption, and 113 is CC'd for an absolute Ice Age. Taken out by Heretics, who cling on to... I wouldn't be surprised if it is, okay guys, we died in the 1-3-1, we died in the 1-4. What about 0-5-0? Yeah, let's just all go towards the mid lane and see if we can win a front to back, because we are strong. You have a 4-item mid laner, you've got hostile takeover coming in from across the wall here, and look at the damage coming out from Ice. Public execution going in from Carlson. Paris doing a good job of distracting the backline, but with the damage coming out, Paris will fall Carlson down as well. Heretics able to take a 1-for-1 this late in the game. Nuke is low, Elder is...
4 items onto this Azir. 23 seconds until Carson's available, so BDS going to start the objective.
And Paris up in 10. Carlson will have teleport when he respawns. Kamilu now seen, TP's in, the inhibitor has respawned, 5,000 on the Elder. It all comes down to this. 113 trying to get him from the side, but immediately he's locked up and he will fall. Shale gets in and steals away the Elder. And from the jaws of defeat, Heretics have found victory. Tell me whatever goddamn god they've been praying to, because the Heretics have found a miracle.
I cannot believe that Heretics...
113, credit to Heretics. Every time 113 looked for a flank position, They have spotted him out. The flash under the bot lane tower. Whenever he tried to get it just there, it's so good from them. And now, can they get the Nexus? 20 seconds still on Nuke. 113 coming up in 10. Ice still 20 seconds away as well. It's a 4v2 for now. Redemption coming out. Sten flashing forward, looking for Irrelevant. Will get the hostile takeover onto him. Paris jumping in as well. 113 has respawned. Paris falling low. Camilo's going to take him out. 113 misses the Impaler, goes between the uprights, and he'll pay for that with his life. Camilo's looking for a little bit more. They don't really have the wave here. Flaka steps forward and immediately is met with a turret shot minion, and now they've got their front line. The tank is here. Let's see what the artillery can do. Sheo steps forward, tanks the tower. Glacial Prisoner immediately onto Irrelevant, who's put into an icy grave. Carlson dashing in as well. And Heretics, from 13,000 gold in the hole, have somehow found victory.
The team body from Heretics has shown up clutch time and again for this team. And somehow they bring this one back from the brink again.
What the actual hell, man? What the actual hell?
I mean, that ultimate from Sten was sick.
Oh, it was.
You're going to have the ultimate from Zin's out to deny a lot of that. The damage follow-up from the ultimate from the Seraphine, and then the Alistar just ulted away too. So I think the value for just skipped around 113. There's no ward. So this is perfect timing from Sheo.
Goes round. Is he ganking first? He is. They jump onto Irrelevant immediately. Flash, stun, Irrelevant down, and 113 late to the party. Fashionably so. But unfortunately for him, the party is already over. Sheo's going to keep chasing onto 113 here with Carlson coming across as well. 113 is going to be forced to flash the wall. Does so. Spear shot connects, but without the fully
difficult with a potential counter gank at any point in time. Sending Sheo sitting around mid, but there's nothing you can really do against Nuke unless he walks into Camilo.
Locked up. Face seal coming out as well. Gravity well down onto Camilo, and Paris will kill him off in the CC chain. Camilo going in, thinking he had the support of his jungler and his support, but they weren't able to get there in time.
Yeah, Sten is trying to hold the wave, but you've got 3 members of BDS here.
Who cares about holding the wave? Apparently, we're just going in. Paris gets the double knockup. 113 coming in from the side, and Sten is an absolute nightmare. Killed off with the Crescent Guard.
Oh, this is not a pretty look for Sten. The hooks have not been great, and now the flash forward gets him killed. Heretics just keep trying to bite off more things.
Archangel is now complete on flank, and he TP's back to the mid lane. Paris working his way up here as well, as Heretics have started up the grubs. Hook from Sten is going to land. 113 goes in with the Crescent Guard, immediately diving onto Sheo. TP is coming out as Sheo secures his first grub. Paris, though, headbutt pulverize. The death charge will knock him up. There's the encore follow-up. Sheo trying to walk out of this one, but 113 is having none of it. He will get the kill. 3-1 now for BDS. Yes, they don't get it. I think they intended it to be so, and they did win the game from the Ocean Soul.
Step 2, fall 14,000 gold.
Yep.
Step 3, question mark. Yeah.
Step 4, profit. Stend, hex flash forward. They're looking for the damage onto 113, but look at the damage he puts down in response. Paris now in the middle of all of Heretics. Sheo almost falling. The equalizer ticking him. Sheo will survive. Turns his eyes back towards Dragon, gets the smite. Paris now taken out by Heretics. Camila going in. It's a flipping win conductor! I told you! Never doubt the Heretics! They know exactly what they're doing! They find Fall, they find the Drake! Win is conned! Now for Carlson, who has been involved in every single kill of the game for his team. He's having a good showing overall. Sten flashing forward, Grand Starfall, and Paris is caught unawares. Flaka takes the kill. And as soon as I speak about Carlson being
into covering the play, the TP back in, so at least they will cover. But
hook immediately onto 113. Nuke is here. 113 with the Crescent Guard, but Sheo there for the follow-up. Gravity well coming out. There's the encore. And Camilu wants a little bit more. Dives onto 113, who can't heal up with the Sunder Sky. Ice coming in from the side as well, but Sheo will flash the wall to get away from the On the Hunt. Heretics again find as well, as you say. It was a good spot there. I was thinking more of the feats than I was of the Drakes. Camilo on the flank. Carlson's come across. Hook landing from Sten onto 113. Paris with a good headbutt pulverized. Depth charge coming out though. Crescent Guard from 113 is doing a lot of work. Flaka with the encore onto the backline, but Carlson can't get into the fight. Nor can Sheo. There's a lot of damage from that high note. Camilo trying to get away from 113. Flaka there for a little bit of support, but it's Moral at best. 113 almost falling. Sheo diving back in. 113 going for Black at the Sundered Sky healing. Not going to be enough to keep him alive. And now BDS don't have a jungler. And Carlson is getting chased out by Nuke. But he can go across the Veil and dodge over, but it's only irrelevant. Does have the equalizer. Could look to just chunk out Heretics here to stop them from being able to do this, Drake. But remember, they don't have a jungler to BDS. He's only up just now. There's the equalizer onto Flacken and Carlson. Sheo could continue to tank this for a little while, but the Electro Harpoons are doing quite a lot of work. Flash away from the hook by Irrelevant. Ice now in the middle of the fray. Carlson trying to dodge away. Flacken has to flash. Sheo instead on the wrong side of the wall. Nuke still chasing him in with that Arcane Storm. Headbutt Pulverized combination on 2. Sheo dives back in for a bit of CC, but he's shut down. Flacken falls low as well and will be taken out by Nuke. Camilo jumping across the wall. Irrelevant 113 now here for the party. Carlson forced away. Does have the TP if he wants to rejoin the battle. Camilo dived into his death. And after a messy first fight, BDS come out on top in the second.
It's just all over the place. So in the first side of the fight, and he's getting completely caught out as well. Like, it's just misstep after misstep from Heretics, and a lot of it coming from, hey, missed coordination as, okay, pick happens.
Yeah, Nuke dies. Good pick there from Sheo and Carlson in the end. I think Nuke overstaying, looking for that first tower.
1-3 effectively. Camilo jumps back, but they're now trying to reposition Carlson towards his top side, but that opens up for BDS for the 5v5, where they're significantly more happy.
Right, Sten was half HP. Oh, Paris popping the Unbreakable Will there at the start of the fight, thinking he was going to get hooked. Camilo trying to dive in, but 1-3, and Nuke will keep him at bay. Carlson doing the same, and he is isolated from the rest of Heretics. BDS find 2. They lose nothing for it.
Yeah, it's a swing and a miss for Heretics. BDS now going to move up towards Eragon. Happy to gobble that one up. They can then continuously move to Pantheon as well as they needed to on these sidelines.
Haven't really had the opportunity or haven't really had the impetus to find those picks in those side lanes, as you say.
If it ends up coming down to a more sustained and long-term fight, that's where you see Flacken get the value. But Nuke comes
onto Nuke. They're looking for the damage onto him. Base Seal comes out as well. There's the Encore. Only get through the pulse life. Look at the damage back onto Camilo. Down to a 3rd HP. Another root's going to land onto 113, but
he starts to take control here. Utilize the fact that you didn't actually use too much in the initial play. They're going to take the top turret first, but I think you try and just force a fight here as BDS.
I agree with that strategy. I will say BDS have not been the most aggressive mid-game team of all, but now they'll look for Sten as they jump across the wall. Paris in the middle of the team right now. Irrelevant's the one who's CC'd up and has to pop the Soulwatch. 113 on his way across as well, but Irrelevant, oh, he flashes just in time, still killed off by Carlson. A root landing onto Paris as well, and perhaps that's why we haven't seen BDS be so aggressive.
Fight as a group. I needed to, sorry, I did say as a group, and that's my bad.
Yeah, 100%
I need to be more detail focused apparently, and yeah, now you get the picks. Camino's going to get bot tier 2, and you've got a ton of control now for Heretics on this top half of the map. Again, this...
Let's see BDS fighting 4-member players strong around the mid lane. Eragon coming across the side. I mean, BDS have the vision at the Drake pit. Hook from Sten onto 113. Looking for the follow-up here, but they don't have it. Paris will get the kill on his enemy support. Camilo jumping in. Base Seal dashes back, flashes, and Ice puts him in the dirt. 113 flashing forward himself. He'll get stunned up. And 113 almost falling. Paris will take an extra tower shot. He'll go down to Carlson. Carlson and Flacker can look for a little bit more here. Nuke, though, still standing strong, basically full HP. The weirding out from Carlson, and he's going to die to the ticks of Ignite. Not quite. Survives through it. BDS win the fight in the mid lane.
The Heretics not able to get the combos that they want to. Camilo kind of on a one-man mission. Ends up falling on the side, and now BDS slowly but surely, they do lose one.
BDS are doing this on vision. It's on vision, but there's no jungler. Sheo unable to get there for the steal. Carlson looking for it. Sten, Hex flashed in and then went for the hook, and Carlson followed him, but now he realizes perhaps this is not where I want to be. Camilo looking for that flank as well. 113 with the Crescent Guard, Flacken with the Encore. Only lands the charm onto one. Okay, it's over, guys. Oh, Camilo, man, you're 6/10 of the way to glory. Oh, it needs to be 0-10, doesn't it? You can't have one kill already.
Well, it's a disaster.
Yeah, the Heretics fights in this game have not been as good as their fights were in the last game.
First game was. Our first fight was.
Oh, the first fight was, you're right. The second dragon of the game. And BDS are punishing them for it. Paris always on that front line alongside 113. Now they continue to push in, looking for the inhibitor here. They'll have the Might spawn to help them tank it. Carlson trying to put some damage down himself, but can't really find the way in. Goes between worlds with that ultimate. Twofold Hex as well on 113. They'll save the inhibitor for now. Paris diving back in. There's the equalizer as well. Black is going to need to heal everyone up because right now everyone's going pop. There's 2 down already for Heretics. And they can't really find an opening. They overchase. Ice untouched on the backline. At 3 items, the Sivir will rip you to shreds.
Nuke wasn't even there. That was just the 4 people left on BDS. So that's going to be the second inhibitor going down as Heretics overextend. BDS looking to end this here.
But they're only 7,000 gold ahead. Can they close from this sort of position? Well, they've taken the first Nexus tower, and they'll look for the second. Camilo jumping in. Ice with a good spell shield will block everything there. The Encore is going to hit him, but Blackhead has to flash back to the fountain to survive the onslaught from Nuke and 113. BDS will close out the game and take us to a game 3.
This one's a bit of a party. Everyone is sending everything which way they can. But this one, BDS, they got the lead. They're able to hold on to it. And the team fight significantly cleaner for them this game around.
Yeah, they were overall. Remember that if you want to come and see this action live in person. His career, was kind of still trying to find his feet in the LEC.
I mean, we kind of talked about him being at that stage, like the rise.
It's always quite difficult to work your way through a Scion.
Yeah, I think at this stage it's more of a, hey, we're just going to handshake on the swap, go for the cross maps and look to just trade for plates. The Gnar a little bit less.
Can always quickly move down towards the bottom side. It's not the early symbiotic shoes that we've seen on things like the Galio or even on the Talia in the mid lane or the Cho'Gath. Sten once again looking for Paris. Paris a little bit slow with the Shield of Daybreak as Sheo's on his way. Paris slowed up, flash forward into the untarget ability there from Sheo, but with 113 on his way, the Loathing Lullaby cleansed away by Black, and Nuke comes across. Paris gets first blood. It's actually Ice who secures it. Sten having to flash away here as well to save his AD carry. 113, that side of 113's jungle is available to you. You can take it away. Paris has his flashback up. Ice has both his summoners. There's the arrow onto Paris, into the Charm, into the follow-up with the Grand Entrance. Charm comes back, Paris pulled back with Zenith Blade in though. Solar Flare goes wide and Sheo is on the board on the Neferi.
Invulnerability coming through clutch there for Sheo, able to avoid.
In terms of gold right now, but I would say it won't be too dismayed with how this early game has gone. Importantly though, Sheo has got the Eclipse and has the Hound's Pursuit put to sleep with the Loathing Lullaby and doesn't have a way out of there. No flash. He goes to Dreamland and wakes up in a nightmare.
Yeah, the invulnerability can't save you there. It's already targeted you as the sleep goes down, so even popping the invulnerability, it still lights out for Shale.
Just importantly, untargetability rather than invulnerability. Won't be able to chase him down any further. Arrow onto 113 there. Sten going in with the quickness as well in the chase. The flash across the wall from 113. He lives. He lives. The volley blocked by Paris and Nuke. 113 survives, but for how much longer is the question. He starts to walk away. Ice coming in, opening up onto Sheo. Dodge this. Ice gets his third on the board.
The way Bambi's so difficult. You've even got Sion, relevant now, starting to move back over towards his mid lane. Rifter are going to go down, so potential Dragon for mid lane trade.
Loathing Lullaby not available for 113. That Lilia ultimate still down. Nuke did TP to the mid lane after pushing up top. Sten looking for the engaged bullet time, stopped by Carlson. Immediately they dive onto Ice, but Ice is yet to die. That Bloodthirster healing him up so much. He'll exchange his life for Sheo's. Meanwhile, on the bottom side of the map, Nuke still putting the damage down into Carlson, who has to flash away from the decimating smash. The arrow coming out from Placard. He'll open up, but Irrelevant very tanky for the moment. Nuke will look for that spell Flux, but he really needs the Rune Prison to connect. Onto Placard, gets the slow. More damage with the Overload. In the end, a 2-2.
Was it the knockup from Sten, or was it
I feel
Carlson?
like it's going to be Sten. Oh, never mind. Another knockup coming out from Sten. Paris, the first target, down to half HP. Charm coming out from Sten as well as they dive onto Paris again, but the Solar Flare hits Camilo. Blackhead opening up, Paris able to survive. Meanwhile, Irrelevant's on the backline, Loathing Lullaby. Blackhead almost falls asleep, but he cleanses immediately. Camilo did take a brief nap, but is able to flash across the wall to survive. Carlson with the Mega Gnar, not able to survive. BDS find 2 again, and will take their third Drake of the game.
The CC from BDS was perfect there. Paris landing up the double on Sten and Camilo, and even Irrelevant repositioning to hit everyone that was in that bush. And now BDS, third Dragon. This is much more confident gameplay from the BDS side.
It really is. Now they might look for the dive here. 113 coming across Camilo. No flash, no Spirit Rush. Sheo is here to defend. Flack is on his way across as well. The arrow hits onto 113. Camilo looking for that charm. The Realm Warp that will get them all out. And Heretics cannot find their numbers. Carlson will be able to secure the second tower of the game for Heretics. Paris jumping in here. Solar Flare going wide. There's the quickness. There's the follow-up. A four-man charm as Nuke has to flash away. 113 stepping forward. Bullet time coming out as well. In the end, both teams, once again, Heretics pushing BDS back towards their jungle. Swell Seed wide again. 113 looking for that blue. Steps forward. Flash forward immediately. Charm doesn't land the blooming blow. Sten looking for the charm himself. Unstoppable Onslaught coming out from Irrelevant. Ice kills off Sten, but 113 is going to fall as well. Irrelevant forced up towards the top side. BDS now fighting a 3v4. Another charm cleansed away by Ice. He gets himself to safety, but now with no jungler can BDS contest because Carlson's got that Mega Gnar stacked up.
Yeah, Ice consistently had to go back towards mid. And Heretics
to that summoner.
Yeah, kind of everything coming a little bit late there, right? So the Realm Warp wasn't quite there in time, Irrelevant wasn't quite there in time, even the bullet time from Ice wasn't on time. So now Heretics holding on towards mid tower.
BDS have spent an age trying to take down this mid tower. Ammo going in, there's the quickness, follow into the Mega Gnar, into the wall. Camilo finds the first to fall. 113 will die, as will Sten. Irrelevant's going to come back from the dead. Camilo looking for a little bit more, dodges away from the Zenith Blade with that Spirit Rush. Heretics fight.
They want to try and go for Ice here. He stepped forward. Carlson moving in.
Ice still has the flash. He will use it to get away from the boomerang. Shale still on the chase. Hawk shot for a bit of vision. Nuke trying to get that movement speed away. Sheo doing everything he can. Gets the shield out from the Seraphs. Goes untargetable. And Nuke goes down. Camilo gets the shutdown. And then Atakan on the menu for Heretics.
So they may not be able to get the objective on the time potential play at Baron, but Heretics, they found the fight that they needed. And it was a Sten Carlson combo strong in this mid lane, but still have to be careful of a BDS engage.
Double Onslaught going out. They're going for Flack. It has no flash, remember. Sten forced up towards the top side. There's the quickness from him. The false life still sitting on Heretics. Irrelevant charmed up, and he'll go down. Bullet time opens up, but only on Carlson, who finds another Gnar and lands 113 and Nuke into the wall. Sheo diving deep. 113 going to fall. Paris getting chased out as well. Irrelevant's gone down. Paris has to flash the wall. Heretics haven't lost anyone. Only Carlson's false life. They're pushing for the mid-tier 1. And they will be able to secure it. I think Camilo's going to get it. And then Baron as well. Heretics.
You know, decent opportunities at fights for BDS. It's just Heretics catching key members as BDS overextend.
A lot of credit able to chunk away at Irrelevant's HP bar. The Baron remains on Heretics for 2 more minutes. They have a split pushing Sheo down towards that bottom side. Solar Player on Flack. It has the cleanse, gets away from the bullet time. Good charm as well from Camilo to stop that bullet time in its tracks.
It did get the wave though, which is kind of crucial here for BDS, because ideally... Oh, hang on.
Spirit Rush across the wall. Orb of Deception not going to be enough. North the volley. Irrelevant survives with 150 HP. Camilo now rushing forward, looking for Ice. They jump onto him, and Ice is defrosted. 113 next on the menu. A 2-man sleep will be enough to keep him alive, but not enough to save his towers. Meanwhile, Sheo's just been pushing in the bot side this entire time.
This game has become a hokey pokey for Camilo. He's going in and out and catching everyone on BDS. And now with the TP from Camilo towards the mid lane, Heretics want to take down BDS right now.
The early game was not what they wanted, but Heretics have bounced back. The first Nexus tower has been razed to the ground, and Irrelevant can't clear out this wave. It's all on Nuke to really do so. 113 going through with the blooming blows, but can't get onto the backline at all, and can't get out of the fountain. Irrelevant down as well. Medic, they're getting married! Heretics will pick up the win and take their second series in the LEC Spring.
Heretics may not have realized the pressure that was on their shoulders with that game. But even when they went down...
back on that
yeah, where are they?
Where are they?
Where are they?
Where are they? Who's getting married? Okay, I can't
see them now.
Me? Oh, they're over there! They're over there. Congratulations!
Congratulations!
Amazing. Obviously, congratulations to Heretics as well, but...
No, this is more
couples getting married now.
Yeah.
You both your key player of the series, Sheo, Flackett, or Ice.
You have a Galio, you have full dive otherwise.
Do you ever talk about team comps like a certain vintage? Oh, we have a 2019 G2.
I mean, all we're missing is like a Nautilus mid or something. Let's go Skumond in 20 seconds as they spawn. Cap's also with level 6. I mean, we already talked about the globality. Is that a word?
It is now. It's a neologism, inventing a new word.
the globality of this comp. It sounds like such a, you know, powerful
you know,
world.
the glob.
Glad we're underway. It's 8 minutes into the game. There's no forced movements. Caps is looking for something. There's an ulti. It's nice from Larson. The flash away from Caps means he's in trouble. Larson matches it into Caps. The ulti's going to be popped, but there he gets pulled off a little bit early. Skumon comes flying in as well. The Pantheon with good momentum to chase the True Shot barrage. Only going to tag a bit. Here's Malrung with the ulti, but it's a little late, and it's against a statue. Caps on the Weaver's wall. He's got about a minute 30-ish to go.
Might have an angle onto him here.
Might indeed, because Caps has no flash. Permafrost with Larson able to hit and free hit would be good, but Skumon in the way. This turns into a 2v2 where for Skumon, as he's flashed on by Malrung, he still has the damage. Malrung looks too ambitiously and stares death in the eye. Skumon with first blood as Adam made the roam up and gets one for himself. The hero of Rogue available, and this first item's really across the board as well as the Hollow Radiance on Broken Blade. He likes to all in now, and against Adam, he uses Shirelias in response. Gets a good trade back, but there is some lettuce in the river. Just going to be taken up by G2's top laner while Rogue are focusing on the Herald for now. Caps is indeed. He gets shuffled back and caught out. Caps dead. Shut down over to Malrung. Teleport going to be burned towards top. Adam comes in, but G2 have lost their mid laner.
We had a bit of an issue with Syzygy back when we had that. Skumon jumped onto. Not starting the fight just yet. Herald summoned in mid lane, looking to break open the map. Of course, Rogue no real pressure in this mid lane just yet.
There's no Syzygy with this play, actually. Skumon's caught out, but he buys some time, gets a stun down. The hero's entrance is good, and I was going to say that, but Skumon survived so much longer than I thought. Rogue couldn't get the damage committed, and they're probably just not at the point yet. Larson sped up by the Auroras. LeBron sets up with the quickness and the all-in. It's perfectly done. Skumon again just refuses to say die. Broken Blade has to flash out in the end, but he's okay. A permafrost followed by Rogue's Malrung, but G2 have won the play, and they've won it off the back of singular members.
Wonderful engage there from G2. That's going to stop any kind of gain that happened with that Herald there. In fact, Rogue are going to lose their own mid lane turret, and G2 now have every single outer turret. Now, more about it. That's a good power spike. Of course, caught up very early in that last play. Rogue quickly taking the dragon down.
Well, Skumon is going to face check this. Going for a 50-50 is like where we start. XQ tries to get in the way, but G2 do not. They leave it as 2 for 2 dragons in the game, as G2 also have the inside track towards mid. Adam trying to get there first, but Rogue are all spotted out. Moving through Tri-Brush on a ward.
Ezreal trying to clear out a bit of that mid wave. G2 do have a lot of tools still to start fights. They can Pantheon ult if they really find someone on Vision. You've got the Talir ult as well. When you leave an objective like that as Dragon, you do need to be very careful. You're not leaving.
Hans Sama is out of the blue, and they're just going to leave Eragon for now. G2 looking to draw in Rogue a little bit closer.
Broken Blade on the flank will be spotted. Oh, here comes Pantheon.
He just rolls on in onto Adam, onto Larson. Who do you want? He finds a mid laner, and with the hero's entrance as well, Broken Blade zones out the whole fight. Execute doesn't get a chance. Shield of Durand, a false turret behind them, but gives no inspiration to Patrick. He drops like a fly as Lebrov is the opposite answer. 2 for 1, bot laners get it hard. With Tri-Brush control just lost as well. Skumon, okay, now they spot him out, but the Smite's going to come down, and GA acquired. G2 with another big back play.
I love this kind of information against a team that punishes you for not having information.
Very true.
G2, very clean game, and here come the ultimates.
Yeah, Larson, who was once killing, is now going to be frilling because he's up against a turret with no hope. The full dive comes online, and this is what G2's comp was built for. You say Ed2. I say G2 are still cleaning house.
Clean use of the ultimates, G2. Because what else can he do? He can maybe head over towards the Baron, but without the Azir, you can't really fight. You're looking for a steal at best.
Broken Blade's going to zone. Malrung gets nowhere near it. That level 13. It's a level and a half down, and you just see how hard it is for Jungle to play the game. Shield of Duran is going to be a 1, only 1, but for Broken Blade at half HP, he's taken next to no damage. He's bought time. Execute with the depth charge, but Baron now down. Remember, they still have GA for a little bit, and it's going to be used out. 1 GA down, 200 gold for the cost of Baron. Not bad.
And of course, with the Atacon, it's not even like you lose that Baron buff onto the one member that died there. Of Labrov. A little bit of pressure going to be seated in this mid lane. Maybe Patrick can get the mid lane turret, but it feels like it is a very, very slim. Whatever it is.
Rakan is like the Timon of this, you know, of this conversation.
I thought it was going to be Sejuani meant to be on the other side.
Sejuani is Pumba, for sure. I don't know what Execute is. Wrong game, wrong movie franchise, just doesn't belong there. Dead for a 3rd time in this game, as bot turret is going to open up with that pick as well, and here's a Pantheon ult rolling through. Skumon going to zone off and make sure Piggy goes nowhere. Pumba needs to start singing now. Skumon blocking some damage from Patrick is nice, but it's all for the turret. Send him away with Cap's ulti used well as Lebrov. A good dodge as well, because the turret was going to kill it with that True Shot barrage.
G2.
Quick enough, so for Rogue, this could be so dangerous. Soul gone. Hansama might not be in, but he's going to be chasing down. Here's everyone jumping in. Pantheon Olden. Baron exposed and stolen. In front of Skewmon. Marang stands no chance. A spear over the wall as well. Through the heart of Rogue. They run. But how far?
Well, we'll see. Caps doesn't have the wall anymore, but wants to put down that E. Does get hooked onto it.
And here comes the hero's entrance as well. Broken Blade. You're very much a hero here as Larson tried to separate the pack, but G2 are going to chase him down. Caps is looking for yet another as he wants his first kill of the game, rather, and Broken Blade going to chase down the remnants. That is Adam. This game in the too hard basket. And with longer death time as a base, it's going to be tatters, if not destroyed completely.
It has felt so anti-fun for Rogue to play this game.
Yeah.
G2 have had a stranglehold, and they have not allowed Rogue vision, they have not allowed them team fights, they have not even allowed them the few objectives that they've really headed towards. G2, very clean, very dominant.
On to the Nexus turrets. I mean, Malrang's up in a second, Patrick up in 15. They're going to try anyway, and G2 have the soul, so it might help with the low health bars as Adam's ulti did nothing, and Malrang, as he steps up to defend, might be trying to do a little bit more than something as G2 run away. They're not going to take this full 5-on-5 that's soon going to become as True Shot Barrage comes through, and too low on the mana as well. The game won't end yet. Keep the Rogue game time high.
Yeah, got to reach that 37-minute average, but Rogue are really limping at this point. It was really hard before for them to defend, and now with the crew.
You know, like, okay, maybe, you know, like first Baron spawns, you're already 13, 14k up. We had the Genji Hummer life game that was like that as Larson, he's going to get away, but Cap
I
is
don't
going to
know
follow.
if he is.
Yeah, I mean, there's no chance, is there? He can do it himself. Skewmon tries to get involved, and with a 4 versus 5 now, Skewmon is now against the wall. Rogue might have an angle, but what angle is there? He's buying so much time. There's a hero's entrance. Skewmon is still alive. In goes Broken Blade, and yeah, Skewmon's going to die. They keep it a little bit competitive, but how do you kill Broken Blade as flying in to save the day as Hansama? And we're back to square one. Take a couple of kills to pad the stats. Hansama, he's going to end 4 kills up. Open Nexus. And at 35 minutes, G2 make that slow burn. Simmer out.
If you're a G2 coach, that is exactly what you want to see. That is textbook way to play that composition. There was no hope for Rogue once G2 got ahead. And, you know, it's obviously sad to watch that if you're a Rogue fan, because it felt like they were choked out of the game. I think particularly once that one mistake happened with, weirdly, the pick onto Caps. It felt like opening up that bot lane turret, which Broken Blade took for free. And then later on, losing the mid and the top lane as well. It felt like G2 got trade onto your course. Your Counter-Strike doesn't work that well versus the bold spin to win. G2 do, however, have very good initiation opportunities with the Varus, who's going to have a good laning phase down across the world, are starting to pick up this champion again. It's because you can find those inroads in those team fights again and get some huge trades. Speaking of that, though, Larson, understand that E gets a great trade
Maybe
back.
I talked him up too early. Malrang's here. Cap might have to burn the flash. Shield sets up, or rather, wind becomes lightning. Cap's going to buy some time with Skewmon in the area. A turn possible, but Cap
getting into a bit of a scary range there. Of course, the Ignite on Adam. So pay attention to that.
True. Judgment is starting to build up work as well, as I assume it's first setup as Malrang's flashed on. Twist Advance already used. Caps gets the Shuriken flip, and rather it's just Fan of Knives setting up the passive as well. Malrang in so much trouble. A Bramble smash and sets up to flip back in. Caps with first blood while LeBron makes sure before, I think, season 7 or 8.
Yeah.
The League of Legends, when it had bugs, they were janky. Maybe they still are. Dragon's going to be taken down. Adam just gets pounced up by LeBron. He'll be able to clear this wave. Think about proxying another wave. Must be good jungle tracking here because Skewmon is, Larson just ran in. He steals the Alistar ult though. To be fair, it might be doable. Adam's also on the way in, and it could be a bait that G2 have to play with, but with Chains of Corruption, with Skewmon, infinite CC hack successful. Larson has flashed out, Ignite has ticked over, and
a slightly bad TP, and G2 very good at punishing.
And that Riftmaker isn't gone back. He must be sitting on a lot of gold. So I'd assume Riftmaker, then maybe sort.
Red side draft was going to be very successful for Rogue, or more successful in that first game. Hasn't led to much value right now. However, BB might have overstayed.
Maybe he can get the wave. Cannon minion is what I'm looking at here, but Adam might have an opportunity. Free ulti. Okay, it's a bait. Adam now the smart one in the books. He picked up his first kill in the game. Cap's going to be trading with topside turret. Was not available. Let's call it justice, because that's what it would have been if Adam found kill number 2.
Oh, so close. Adam very, very nearly comping up again. Labrov has the minion taxi.
Yeah, this time, this is going to be an easy kill. Returned over to execute. Hansama, with Labrov's help, lands on the CC. Adam's just trying to get something back. He's got Demacia and Justice up and available again to cut through the Unbreakable Will. He needs a bit more damage, but Adam chunked up, slowed down Hunt's side lane. He's even against the Ignite Garen. The swap again from G2. Can't say how clean it was enough as Adam's just trying to defend here, using Strikebreaker as best he can. The range from G2 being used. Maxwell, no, finally, a fight is there, but Chains of Corruption. Execute's going to get wiped. Larson TPs, but not a moment too late. G2 already away with the play, waiting for the next wave.
Rogue used to teleport. Now they have to fight in a single direction into this outer Khan with Caps waiting in the wings.
And look at that TP as well. Look how deep it is. Caps is coming from behind. Excuse me, Broken Blade. The Jacks from downtown, from down away. A flash away from Adam, but the rest of the team are zoned out. It's a sick headbutt as Larson will take the Unbreakable Will, but you got to watch out. Caps in the middle, even though he's low, he'll survive.
Oh!
He's just that strong, baby. G2, all 5 members stand tall, and while summoners go down, Rogue are getting nothing.
The Omnivan from the Riftmaker keeping...
There is no Rogue on it this game, or at least this series. Atakan down, GA's enabled. Dragon's up in 45, another reset for G2 to test the waters again.
Yeah, and now they can use that out.
Fate bot, but he's never run away with the game. You look at Larson as well on this Silas, constantly gapped in lane by Caps. As you look at him onto Malrang, we're going to get a 1v2 eventually, but Malrang, will he survive until then? The all-in with the rest of Rogue, as Caps is probably just bored at this point. He runs in, GA popped, and Larson takes the ulti. But my friends, you look at the rest of the map, Atakan has been done a while ago, the GA's at least expired. I truly wonder if Larson can win this, but I think the answer's probably no. Double buffs there for Broken Blade. Ulti for ulti. Let's have a go. At least we get to see some action. Larson slowly getting whittled down, and eventually the Thunder Sky will come back in, give him a bit more leverage. There it is. Larson heals up with the Kingslayer, but Broken Blade only 1v1. Leprov, go away. No one cares. Leprov! It doesn't count. Broken Blade got the point.
And Rogue, much like much of this series, not really having an answer to it. They're farming, well, I mean, he is teleporting now. Half HP on the Baron. Do they really feel like they can force something now?
All right, Execute, show me the best support steal of a Baron I've ever seen. The Ents go out, they slow down, Larson goes in, but Baron's gone. Now for G2, the fight begins finally, a team fight ensues. We haven't had one of those this game, but Rogue are losing it so handily. Han's flushes the back of the pit, and while Larson looks to go in to find a target, he's in the middle of 3. Hans is dicing, dancing between while the rest of Rogue have already run away.
Oh.
To Larson's credit, he does get a kill, but Caps is still healthy enough. On top of him, Shuriken Din. Meanwhile, Broken Blade died to Adam, so props to Rogue. They sent it, they got a little bit of
something. Down the last resistance of Rogue.
Brov waiting in a bush though. Adam probably didn't expect that, but the Brov just disengages and zones off because you look at top, they're going to go for the turret. There we go. Demazi Injustice again. All right, G2. Maybe not as safe as you thought in this game. Broken Blade at half HP. Rogue get another.
Forgets that Alistair ultimate doesn't stop true damage and there's an engage coming through.
Yeah, but there's a Chains of Corruption and Execute's in harm's way. Skumon taking enough, and now that Nature's Grasp is out with a good Bramble Smash, he disengages but over the wall. Malrang follows up until Broken Blade runs in himself. There's no more justice available as Execute is a free target. Patrick now pounced on as well. The Zonya's coming in handy as Broken Blade meets with Larson. He's rejoined in with the Scott Duck mid-air. Broken Blade still wants to take it, but he'll die too. G2 are playing with it while Caps is thinking about his entrance, but Rogue are getting something in this game.
While all this was happening, Caps was pushing bot lane and did take the inhibitor, so may well have an objective trade if Rogue wants to slow this down, but the Baron is being forced by G2.
G2 doing this pretty fast. Broken Blade zoning one side, Caps the other. Skumon ready to turn. Nature's Grasp is sent out, and Adam not going to be caught by it, but you see G2 forget the Baron looking for the fight. Broken Blade jumps in, and Larson will steal the Unbreakable Will, but a good Shattering Strike set up with the Magnet Storm from Rel. Hunt Summer engaged on the backline by Larson, but Execute's already dead before they can help out, and once again the Compass 3. Larson, it worked last time, but they're stronger now. A double meanwhile by Caps and Broken Blade chasing down the final pieces of Rogue. Adam taking enough to deal with Broken Blade, I say that, but over the wall and over again. Adam is running, but he's got no friends. Under this turret, this will be his last call, and Broken Blade, he's going to take care of it all. 16-5 in the end, he might run forever, but G2 with a 2-0 is what you can take away from this perfect ending series.
A little bit long on the time, but never really in question. Rogue were out macroed, and G2, their coaches will be very happy with how clean the closeouts were.
Yes, they will indeed. G2 still on top, still looking good. Here in the LEC Spring, 3-0. Not dropping a single game at the start of this all.
Never really in question, was it? Maybe a little bit slow in some moments.
Yeah.
Something to tighten up there, but realistically G2 played out the compositions the way that they were meant to be. I think Caps played absolutely fantastic. on that Akali and BB in the counter pick matchup in top lane. Another standout. A lot of different players really showing off in these different games, though.
Yeah, great. I mean, I feel like for G2, you could look at any lane and say, yeah, they did well. Caps, especially in the laning phase, huge individual gold lead, massive CS lead, kept Larson down, and that Silas did not get to play. By the time he scaled up, Caps was like so much further ahead.
1-3-1 later on, because Sion loses to both, and Talia will eventually lose to both.
So what is the angle? If you're SK coming into this game, what do you need to do to balance out the weaknesses of the Should you expect more out of a Kalista in the context of this game?
I mean, I would have wanted to see them maybe get a base off and then look for just some sort of item lead.
Hold that as the dive might be coming out. Gen X trying to clear the wave as quickly as he can. Excellent layering of the CC. A quick first blood. Aftershock for Yike. Keeping it barely standing.
It's a quick and easy dive by the side of KC. Gen X does have TP.
Tank junglers were kind of what we were expecting.
didn't pick it for them.
Yeah, it did.
Like I said.
But it's not like other things were taken off the board, right? You could have picked Skarner. You could have had your first grub spawn. Of course, don't want to give that away to the Yone and M-Pesa. Yike might try to steal one just to get the 4 grub buff. Vladdy waiting off the side, trying to stay out of vision. One more grub to go down. Yike gonna try for the last one to steal. The smite already came up. Quick snipe onto Reeker, but instantly SK trying to turn back. Drowsy Yone, but no one can really follow up. Watch out, Eve coming down. The blooming blows there as well, but...
That's 3 grubs for SK. I just feel like they should change the rend is so important for securing objectives, but KC are able to just sneak away.
I only see one pair.
Well, you see one pair of... It's perfect. It's balanced, as I said. You see one pair of plated steel caps and one pair of mercs, and 2 people that couldn't decide, so they went something else.
There, the wall does not matter. No escape for Reeker in the blink of an eye. He disappears. KC quick pick the follow-up TP from Vladdy just to make sure. Reeker tried to find the escape angle. It was a good look, but just too much.
Lee is going to lose push into Yone, so how do you get out of this like deadlock that KC has?
Loopy no ultimate from the previous play. Committing. Yike. Double frost procs. Ignite ticking. Loopy down. I mean, good look from KC. Good awareness of the cooldowns available, but with no ulti, and as previously mentioned, no app.
It's a tough game to play.
Yeah. And I think we talked about it, snowballing was the key. And they also needed to be cleaner in their early game execution. And sadly, despite some positive lanes, especially in the bot lane 2v2, it just did not matter. Flash back. Good reaction from Kadui. But KC happy to have that cooldown. Yike now might be the only one in trouble, but the tower's already down. Now it's SK who might just get caught out. It's quick stun there. Loopy trying to keep it going, but there's no immediate follow-up damage. Reeker starting to look a little unleashed. Kana trying to retreat. Flash over the fat part of the wall. Well done, but now the Sion starting to chase, looking for the lineup. Won't quite connect on anybody. Looking for a bit more. Lucy flashing in. Chain CC not quite there. The Sion just can't hit a kill to save his life. Knockback there from Vladdy. And again, it's all falling apart. Reeker laying down some good damage. Q coming in from Gen X, finally finding a bit of CC. Loopy goes back in, but just gets taken out in the blink of an eye. The Swirl Sleeve doesn't connect. Now Bukata's essentially out of mana. The full channel on the Q, not enough. Vladdy flashing forward when he snaps back. Bukata's dead, and there he goes.
Oh my god! It's gonna be an ace for KC as everything that could go wrong for SK does. There was like 50 mechanical things that I could talk about in this team fight. I don't know how this ulti misses. It looks like it would hit, but somehow it misses, and now we got solo kill on the Dialstar.
Is it personal for Vladdy? Here. We're not picking on you. Your face just happens to be a perfect explanation of what has happened in the game thus far for anyone who has not been watching.
That must have been that fight, huh? Must have been.
Could have been.
Okay. I really want to see them. I mean, for me, this is where you, even in-game, you start to think a little bit about game 2.
Yeah.
Because I think all of SK players know that this draft is not it. It's very hard to play. But they're going to pick on Targamas, no flash.
Flick is there.
In range.
Kalista too far away. Kalista not going to be able to stay with support. Targamas living for a damn long time. Bukata goes golden, gets a bit more space, but a well-timed ulti coming in from Kana. Now Vladdy's here as well. He's going to give his life in the process. Kalista, the last one to chase. That's a big shutdown. Kalista and KC, do they want to keep going? They don't have any ultis left.
It's a great pick from SK. They're able to pick up 2, but KC are able to start the Atacon here, and I don't know if SK can really enter. Gen X is so chunked.
I think that they
have to drop it. So
they might go back in 6K.
Trying,
but they can't, there's no chance. There's no chance they can steal it. And I don't know if they win the fight.
It's too hard.
Okay, Rift Herald dropped in mid lane.
The Guardian Angel Atacon.
All right. Objective set, Captain. We'll see if they make it happen.
Crazy movement.
Crazy movement. Not okay. We might have jinxed
He
him.
can still do it. He's tanky.
Moving. Taking a lot of damage. The movement still a little crazy. Follow up with the ulti. The movement's going crazy now. Bukata knocked back. Another stun coming in for the minefield. Second time Kana stunned himself and Jenix again.
Where's he going? Where's he going with that thing? Oh my goodness. I mean, crazy movement from Kana. He's able to secure 3 kills.
I just wanted to hype up your point. I don't know if it was crazy movement. He's just really, he's really
clean.
far
He was
ahead.
dashing far back and
Oh,
forth.
Jenix.
Oh, bloody.
Knock on the kill. Vladdy goes in, unstoppable. Power shot connects, only taking away an immortal shield, bow shield. Okay. And no one's died yet. They still all have false lives.
So yeah, I wanted to, instead of saying crazy movement, I meant like individual outplays with the G out because you have that confidence, and that's exactly what they 100%. Showed me. Ballooning the gold lead to 10,000 gold, and they're gonna get tier 2 bot as well as a cherry on top.
Only 23 minutes in the game. Baron hasn't spawned yet. They're gonna probably get Baron or Soul once they reset here. They will retreat because I don't think they want to risk.
Again, they've given 1 inch, but it's like KC, they get an inch and they take a mile. Is that what they say?
Yeah. A kilometer, sir, please.
But then he's still just like OP in pro play.
Yeah.
With the QSS removal and Targamas here finishing.
Good combo to start things off, but it's on the tankiest members of the team. Loopy getting chunked out here. Ulti not doing a lot. Vladdy set up to do a lot of work here, but doesn't quite have the angle to follow up still. SK going down. So many members still standing. There's just too many carry threats on the side of KC. Kadui's got no room to work. Bukata's just running as fast as he can. Vladdy trying to get involved again, looking for another Q3. Gonna try and chase down Genex. Even that tanky Scion gonna fall in just a couple of seconds. Triple kill for Kalist.
And it's 4 kills going overtime to the KC, and I think they can end here. It's going to be 30 seconds on the carries of SK. And KC, what a dominant game 1.
Incredibly dominant. The improvements in draft that Odawamne was looking for, and the outplay and execution still on point as always.
Yeah, just a beautiful showcase of mechanics, and a very well snowballed game. No throw. Yippee.
No throw. It is possible.
It is possible.
27-minute game. The picture of dominance from KC. 15,000 gold lead just about as we close this one out. Taking their time with it, getting ready for game 2. Momentum, no doubt, on their side. SK, we'll see how they adapt. Expecting changes in draft.
Yeah, I think this SK draft, just too difficult to pull off. And especially when you're up against a harder to beat opponent like KC, make it easy, make it simple.
100%. But of course, if you want to watch the LEC live in the Riot Games Arena, make sure to grab your ticket. Sales start on the following days, so playoffs days 1 through 3.
It's like, no, you won't. And he's like, no, it's actually good. And now, Targamas just locked it in.
All right, you know what? I don't know if we cast or cursed it into a weird draft or what happened there, but this is going to be sick.
Okay.
Some sort of play here on the map, though.
Yeah.
Because again, if Yike just gets to level 6
Yeah.
for free without forcing any fights, it's incredibly good. Nice fear from Targamas, fall up there, Aegis Assault. Flash already gone for Targamas. Bukata can just walk in. They've got 2 creeps, and I think it'll be enough. Bukata just going in. 3 talent strike, looking to lock up Kalist as well. Excellently played tower dive there. Small window of opportunity, but capitalized on the side of KC. Vladdy now on the way down, but it's Kadui in trouble. Might just have to accept his death here. Will do so. Stun goes in. Now it's Vladdy as well. You can't walk face first into the Pantheon of Sin.
What a bloodbath as it starts off with Targamas.
You feel like a god.
Yeah.
If you don't, you're broke. And this champion can't really find those scenarios without any money.
He's dead.
Wind becomes lightning, plus the flash from Bukata. Nice follow-up using the Q3 instead to hit Kalist. And now they want to keep the dive going. Kadui looking for the fall, forcing the flash out from Kalist as well. And just complete dominance here.
Yeah. But when you fall behind, the thing is now, Kadui, Reeker, and Genax, they don't really have to worry about Fiddlesticks himself.
Yeah, if you ever see him, you just jump on
might
him.
have to worry here.
Bukata, that's the Crow Storm going in. Setup there, he's gonna get a chance to push the ult. Now it's Vladdy chasing down. Crow Storm gone. Pushback just barely not collecting on Kalist, and that's another kill for KC.
And it's SK trying to face check against this Fiddlesticks, disrespecting the Fiddlesticks engage range. Targamas doesn't even have to flash to get.
It's not bad to have that top lane pressure. Kana might have to be careful under the tower. He's a
stuck in
sleepy
mini here.
boy. Stuck in mini is a rough deal. Genex gonna reset the tower aggro. Do they want to keep hitting him here? Q3 goes through. Bukata finding it. But now it's Vladdy on the chase, dashing through. Looking to finish this kill onto Genex. Hoping to find a little bit more. He finds one. Vladdy wants to keep it going. He goes back to the shroud. And he's just gonna walk it off.
Oh my god. Ulti's forward, and he's able to take down GenX, making it a 1-for-1. Rico will take full tower here, but Callisto's on him.
So starting moving in, Reeker fishing for it, but there's Targamas just clipping it with the edge of the fear, the instantaneous silence to stop any follow-up.
It's a disaster for SK.
You're like, come on, man.
Stop that.
Kana.
Oh,
Mega catches him. Oh, Reeker thought he had the angle. It doesn't really matter that much, but still looks good. Now the fight breaking out. GenX still doing a decent amount of damage here, trying to set things up with the Tides of Blood. Loopy standing on the front line. The Herald already taken down. Bukata able to steal it, but now Callista's on the chase. Kadui taken out. It's all falling apart for SK. GenX the only strong point, but now he's silenced. Wants that Q3, the Crimson Rush. There's just so much CC. He's not able to get the extra healing. Excellent backstep to deny the Crimson Rush. Now they're just going to kill him. The silence. Tides of Blood going in. A bit more healing. He needs an extra second. Can't finish it.
oh my god, it's a disaster for SK as they just get outplayed on every I didn't think of it like that.
Yeah. And I will say, I was an MF hater. They walked in a draft, I was immediately salty about it. I'm not the biggest MF fan, but 5-0-2 from Callist, putting the Bloodthirster to work. That's a fake Fiddle Flash.
I mean, the champ does have incredibly strong laning phase and quite good. Oh, early team fighting here.
Buddy chasing on to Loopy. Loopy caught out. The Aegis Assault is decent, but it just does not matter.
And this, it's funny how in the early game and now it's Loopy later on in the game. And oh, Targamas might be the one getting caught here. Has to flash.
Flashing back. Yike pushed away from Reeker. Follow-up is there. Targamas not going to be able to get involved, but Callist zooming over there with the strut. Step back, silence. Yike taking a bit more time. Not quite going to be finished off. Callist still chasing. Vladdy wants to commit a bit more. Dash through. Managed to connect the E. R2 ready to go. Dashing back out because here comes the Pantheon. Vladdy probably a little bit over here. Will get taken out. Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
You're going to make it to late game.
Yeah.
Early game is the best time to make, some upsies, to get caught out. As GenX. That's a lot of CC.
Oh,
he's trying to summon the Herald to escape. He goes into the pool. The Herald is spawning. He's going to try to mount up, but he's feared. He's too afraid.
They're going to be able to siege this tier 2 bot as well. They'll be able to take down. GenX cannot defend. And SK are able to get this tier 1. Oh, they might not even be able to get this tier 1 top. Vladdy goes in.
E2 marked, pushback good. Knocks him out of the trap. He's just barely able to get around the side. He should die. He's withdrawing. Okay.
Vladdy is like limit testing a little bit, I feel like, going into some of these plays. But it is going to be a false life. 200 gold. Not too big of a deal. Still going to be able to catch that top wave. And he defended the tower for much longer, which does mean that Callist and Kana are able to take up this tier 2 mid. And Kadui might be caught.
Kadui's definitely caught. Here comes the Fiddlesticks. Won't get the fear, but it's just zooming in for a bit extra damage. Silence there. Callist on the way. But Yike will still take the kill.
Yeah. And SK are being routed and everywhere they go on the map.
And I just don't know what you do.
No. It's very difficult. I do think they have the...
GenX in trouble.
Oh, GenX. Oh.
Vladdy versus Vladimir. Who wins? Are the extra letters enough for GenX? The answer is absolutely not.
The problem is that we're trying to think of a comeback for SK. And as soon as we can't think of something, something else goes wrong to make the game even harder.
Yep.
Like, in the span of the last 2 minutes. Keep it on here, yeah. Kana's behind.
Okay, where's he glide? The T. Oh, that's not going to work.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, that's awkward. I don't know if he knew Fiddle was coming. Now he just wants to one-shot Targamas, which would be great, except he has the false life buff. I don't know how much time it has left, but it won't be too much. Now he's trying to hold on to this Sun Disc, knowing it's all that's keeping him alive. Where's he going to go? Tries to sidestep. Oh. Decent pushback. Fleeing. Silence. Almost 0 health, but not quite 0 health. Yike about to get taken out, but he's just withdrawing. He's just withdrawing. There's 200 gold. And now you got Vladdy across the attack. Oh. All right, Naruto, get in there. He's dashing. He's dashing in. He's dashing in. That's the Hokage right there. SK trying to get some kills back. GenX not too bad of a spot. The pool is big. They don't have enough damage to finish him. But the silence. Oh my God, this champion is so annoying.
It's going to be KC. Oh, Callista did it. And SK's vision is abysmal.
Trying to play around that brush, laying down a bit of vision. Loopy being the one to face check, which is a bit tough. Goes face first into Kana. Targamas crucially spotted, as is Vladdy. But Loopy's just going to give a slice. There's no recourse there for SK. They did mark the flank of both Vladdy and Targamas, but no one could step up to cover for Loopy.
And so hard for SK to properly face check now. It's KC might. Targamas is ulting in.
Targamas. Kana. Going in, but he just turned mini. It's a little bit awkward. They've gone over the wall into Kadui, but it's just enough. Cliff ulting over the wall, getting good damage down. Genix is now the one running. Vladdy trying to follow up a heroic ulti to come out from Reeker, but it's just too late.
And they have TPs on Vladdy. It's only have 2 minions. I don't think they can actually end here. They're going to think the better of it and look to get double inhib. Might even be a triple inhib angle as the top wave is crashing as well.
Bit risky to stay for 3, but no, they still have 15 seconds on Reeker.
Yeah, long death timers.
There are some wards and
TPing
TPs are there.
There's going to be triple inhib. So despite the game not literally ending, it might be metaphorically ending.
And metaphorically is falling in the meantime. Dramatic pan to the top side of the map.
Yeah, and now you get this Nash with triple inhibitor. They do only have 2 inhibs, but they're definitely going to be able to take this top side inhibitor with this Nash. And you have to feel that the game will metaphorically, literally, effectively.
Hide behind the little stubby part so he can get the fear.
I don't know.
It would appear so. Vladdy locked up, poked. But third inhib is going to fall, and Khan is still pushing in the meantime.
Yeah.
They're so grouped up for a Meganar. Finds 2. Loopy trying to follow. Genex, big ulti, but a response ulti coming in the meantime. Bukata getting cut down as well. And once again, Genex is just burned by CC. But Vladimir not allowed to play the game. And KC looking to close this one out quick.
It's a beautiful game, a beautiful series from KC as they cement themselves as a more consistent top team. They will not lose to SK as some of our other top LEC teams have.
No, they certainly will not. SK taken out. Early game was good, but in the end, KC was better. And every other step, 11-0-13 for Kalist. God damn.
Yeah, wow. I mean, it was a great series from the bot lane. Hagamas fumbled a bit in the early game, but a beautiful recovery. Great showing of the Fiddlesticks and the team fighting later on to make these picks happen. And overall, just a joy to watch this KC roster. I feel like all the players are capable.